Welcome to Beginner to Fluent. Learning English does not always happen in classrooms. It does not always come from textbooks, grammar rules, or long study sessions. Sometimes, learning happens quietly in small moments, in daily routines, and in places where we don't even realize we are improving. There is a powerful and simple way to learn English that many people overlook. It does not require speaking at first. It does not require writing pages of notes. It only requires one thing: listening. This is a story about a girl who did not have time for traditional learning. She had no books, no classes, and no formal lessons. But she had something small that changed everything: her earbuds. Through patience, consistency, and daily listening, she transformed her English step by step. This story shows that sometimes, the simplest method can lead to the greatest progress. The beginning: no time, no resources. She had a busy life. Every day was filled with responsibilities. There was no time to sit down with books or attend classes. She often thought about learning English, but it always felt like something she would do later. But later never came. She didn't have expensive courses. She didn't have a teacher guiding her. All she had was a phone and a pair of earbuds. At first, it didn't seem like enough. It felt too simple to make a difference. But one day, she decided to try something small. The daily bus routine. Every morning, she took the bus to her destination. The journey was long and often quiet. Most people around her were either looking at their phones or sitting silently. That time, which once felt empty, became her opportunity. She put on her earbuds and started listening to English content, podcasts, songs, and real conversations. At first, it felt confusing. The words sounded fast. The sentences blended together. She could not understand most of what she heard. Sometimes she only caught a few familiar words. Sometimes she understood nothing at all. But instead of feeling discouraged, she made a simple decision: she would keep listening. The struggle phase. In the beginning, listening felt difficult. Very difficult. She often wondered if it was even working. She questioned whether she was wasting her time. It would have been easy to stop and go back to silence. But she didn't stop. Every morning, she listened again. Every bus ride became practice. Every day became one small step forward. She didn't force herself to understand everything. She didn't pause every sentence or translate every word. She simply listened. Slowly, her brain started adjusting. The first changes. After some time, days and then weeks, something began to change. The sounds that once felt unfamiliar started becoming recognizable. Words she had heard many times before began to stand out. She started noticing patterns. She began to understand simple phrases. Then short sentences. Then small ideas. It was not sudden. It was not fast. But it was real. The language was slowly becoming part of her mind. Consistency over perfection. What made the difference was not talent. It was not intelligence. It was consistency. She listened every day. Even on days when she was tired. Even on days when she felt distracted. Even on days when she understood very little. She kept going. There was no pressure to be perfect. There was no test waiting for her. There was only one goal: to continue. And that simple goal made everything easier. English becomes natural. As time passed, listening became more comfortable. She no longer felt lost when hearing English. Instead of focusing on individual words, she started understanding the meaning of sentences. Instead of translating in her mind, she started feeling the language. English stopped being something foreign. It became something familiar. It became part of her daily life. The moment of realization. One day, something unexpected happened. She went to order coffee. It was a normal day, just like any other. But when she spoke, something was different. The words came out naturally. The sentences were clear. There was no hesitation. She spoke in fluent English. The barista smiled and responded easily. The conversation felt smooth and comfortable. In that moment, she realized something powerful. She had not just learned English. She had lived it. The power of listening. Listening had done something special. It trained her brain to recognize sounds. It improved her understanding without pressure. It built confidence slowly and naturally. Listening allowed her to learn without fear of mistakes. It gave her time to absorb the language at her own pace. She didn't need to force herself to speak immediately. Speaking came naturally after understanding. Why listening works. Listening is one of the most natural ways to learn a language. It is how we learn our first language as children, by hearing it again and again until it becomes familiar. When you listen regularly, your brain learns pronunciation. You understand sentence structure. You become familiar with common phrases. You improve your comprehension naturally. And the best part is, you can do it anywhere. On a bus. While walking. While relaxing. Listening fits into your life easily. A simple method anyone can follow. You don't need perfect conditions to start. You just need a phone, earbuds, and the decision to begin. Start with simple content. Don't worry about understanding everything. Let your brain adjust naturally. Listen daily. Even for a short time. Be patient with yourself. Because progress will come slowly, quietly, but surely. This story is not just about learning English. It is about finding a simple way and staying consistent with it. She didn't have time for lessons. She didn't have books or classes. But she had determination. And through listening, she transformed her understanding step by step. The lesson is clear. You don't need perfect conditions to learn. You just need consistency. So start today. Put on your earbuds. Listen to English. Let the words become familiar. No pressure. No stress. Just patience. And one day, just like her, you will realize you didn't just study English. You started living it. Thanks for watching.